Centric champion. And then there is the attack speed on hit Varus. So the fact that he can be flexed up mid-draft phase is one of the things that makes him really powerful. So they have both options available for themselves here in this game, as Gen G is actually going to pivot the Galio to the bot lane and pick up the Zilean for themselves. And this is definitely a much more even draft, I think, out of both of these parties here. So obviously early and mid game going to be much more important than it was in game number 1, and really setting the tone for what can happen in the remainder.
Yeah, can't necessarily just sit back this time as T1, you know, get a lead and not do much rather than fight over
its approach. So both of these team compositions do have creativity. Obviously T1 going to be looking for souls this game. Kana for this one. Oh no, the game might just end. The game might.
They're not going to go. They don't want to go. They're taking some advice from some of the other teams, and now they see it, and now they're on.
He's going to skill Valkyrie. He's going to skill Valkyrie and go over.
Yep. There it is.
So the later stages also, there's not a lot of hope for T1, and that's why we mentioned, okay, hold on.
Oh boy. Well, that wasn't the cleanest engage, but they will at least trade a flash to effort.
Porky.
Knock-up coming in here from Kana just to try to get him out of this one, but can he try to trade this one back? Will he have the Kingslayer on time is the question. He gets the knock-up and he has to flash away. Dodging that one, but it is not going to matter. Rascal picks up another solo kill here.
Looking to actually ruin the blue, and can he get it?
He's just going for Clit right now. Double bomb comes in, but it's not going to actually get the stun, as blue will go the way of the Olaf, and now Gen G's bottom lane will come in, but it's kind of just cleaning up a very big mess that's on the ground right now, because ultimate had to be used by VDD. He uses a bunch of mana. He doesn't get blue for the mid lane. Also, the dragon should go the way of T1 here.
Yep. Dragon will go. Okay, dragon goes the way of T1.
Because flashes, but he's actually going back in. They're calling to go back in. There's no Zilean ultimate. And why are Gen G trying to force it? Is probably the better question. As now Teddy, he wishes he was level 6. Oh man. He can get an easy flash here. He's still going to get it anyway. As things...
So, in the early stage and the mid stage, on even footing Gen G would be ahead. But obviously if T1 is ahead, they're going to have an edge. Now, typically, that's not always the case. Sometimes having an advantage actually only makes it even for some of the mid-game team fights. But in this instance, an advantage for Varus and Corki is meaningful enough against some of the magic tricks that Gen G has available inside of team fights very early on. In T1, they're rolling good dragons. Seconds Cloud Drake. Here we go.
Okay, so no flash available for Effort, but Teddy does have it 4-on-2. They're going to be targeting down Effort. Teams of Corruption going to go down onto Ruler, but you can see this is just domination under the turret as a proactive play does come in from Gen G. They're going to lose some turret plates in mid and top, but still, they pick off 2 kills and some pressure on the bottom side.
Yeah, they relieve a lot of pressure down in bottom. They almost remove the CS deficit that was present between the 80 carries. Now, they do lose plates and a lot of minions. That is maybe actually 2 kills worth of gold that Rascal misses out on just in terms of minions. So, you're really going to add it up to see who ends up coming out ahead. While it was important that Gen G do that to stabilize the bot lane, it's not like it just comes over for free. As Rift Herald will give the gold over. Yep. And Zilean having his turret hurt that badly this early on is not something that he likely would have been anticipating that, given that he has so many turret plates inside of him, a kill and an assist.
Chains of Corruption went down onto Ruler. He doesn't have his flash, and it doesn't look like he's got Arcane Shift either. He's just going to go down. As you would have to imagine that was Teddy baiting him into a fight. And I don't know how that's even possible. Teddy's at full health, full mana, basically.
Yep.
Say 80% each as the dominoes fall one by one. as Gen Z are going to lose another kill, another objective, and T1 are just scooping it up, saying thank you very much.
Nope, Mountain. So, Mountain Dragon is going to be the dragon that's coming up. Now, it's not the best one. So, if you're a Gen G fan, that is, okay, well, hold on.
Well, he's desperately trying to clear the wave, but it's not going to happen.
Whoop.
As he is not going to survive, just barely. Gets away that last auto from Ruler. As nice little rotation, the teleport comes in from Ruler. He's going to get a bunch of gold from this, gets the kill, and some turret plates. But yes, very much mixing things.
The Wombo combo engage, but Zilean and Ezreal can actually fight against it.
BDD here, he's going to have to call in his brother Galio to help against...
Commit to this? But all too often we've seen team comps that have scaling in their kits all too eager to take a team fight even when they're down on gold or down on levels and whatnot. As Faker making his way up to top lane right now. He's just going to try to shove in the wave. He's going to be met by BDD, who's just going to throw out some of the Zilean bombs. And the Ornn items are going to start coming in soon. And this is going to be the scary part of the game. Zilean does benefit from the fact that he's going for the glacial items. But if Gen G can win this fight and get the Mountain Drake, I think it really closes off a lot of chances that T1 would have to win, because that would delay them so much. Well, this is going to be the close fight, where T1's advantage is not super sizable, because Gen G, they have very durable, tanky, beefy bros, backed up by the Ezreal and the Zilean. You can see Kana looking for some sort of a flank in the backside, as Teddy's going to recall, get a second lethality item, and I don't know what.
Surely okay, can he get the smite down? No, it's going to go the way of Klid, as now Ragnarok on the way out of the fight here is because the smite does not land. That is going to be key for Gen G sticking alive here in this game.
And that's really big for them, because Ornn gets such insane value off of just that one Mountain Drake, and Ezreal going for the Iceborne Gauntlet. This is potentially 4 Mountain Drakes that could be stacked up by Gen G. So,
Klid! Oh no, that is not the mistake you want to make. Although it is just going to get the Zilean ultimate out for now. He does sustain a ton of damage on the backside. Doesn't end up being too critical at
they denied the very much needed
okay. Teddy under turret, basically getting out-traded here by Ruler. And you can see the Ruler full health. He's not having any of it. He's really able to shut down the 1v1 there, essentially, and take control of this mid lane. It does feel like the tides are turning ever so slightly in favor of Gen Z, as they have a nice little push going on here with the Glacial Augment Zilean to help zone away some of the members of T1.
What? Well, 200 armor on Ezreal, so they're electing to upgrade that. There's not another item to be ornamented.
Now, Ruler did take an immense amount of poke damage. You were talking about the beefy boys, yes. Obviously, lots of them on the side of Gen Z, but Faker has been poking him down. He's just going to be able to package away from that one. Gets engaged in the backline, and Teddy is in a really rough spot, but the Silas is going mad in the backline. Do they have the damage? As yes, Teddy is going to die, but Faker stays alive, and Kana and Cuz, the unexpected duo, get into the backline and assassinated just like that. And now they're looking at the Baron here for T1.
They're looking at the Baron, and because of the champions that Gen G have, Ornn and Galio, they can't just go do the mountain, unfortunately. Yeah. So this is going to be a Baron into a mountain capture by T1. And man.
They're going to try to engage here. Not sure what they can do. Faker, Valkyrie's over the wall. And who's stuck in here with who, as Rascal and Life have to get out of here. Desperate to do the damage, but even a TP coming in as Ezreal TPs into the back line, but he's going to go down extremely low. Kingslayer to death. Down will go Ruler, and more kills.
To be protected. So Baron goes down, and then T1 They say to call an ambulance, but not for them.
Effort flashes it, still dies, but he is a hero. I don't know. The unexpected return of the king, perhaps, up there in the top side.
Yeah, and they've extended their gold lead to 7,000 right now, as this is really hard to juggle.
Oh.
And again, BDD has a quest item. The quest item's not even halfway complete. Rod of Ages is only at 4 stacks right now. Things are looking really rough as more and more turrets begin to fall. That Mountain Drake was picked up as well, and Varus is a pretty good champion.
Yeah, it's Varus and Corky together. The two bros, they high five once again to clap some of the enemy team with their poke damage, and it's pretty intense what they're able to do together, even with the Beefy Boys in the front. Nice little stun there onto the Olaf, a bit awkward for him. He's gonna have the Ragnarok available, and the Call of Force God interrupted by the Call of Beast.
And even if Genji do funnel up, the Silas will get a lot of value.
All right, well, what is the play here? As already, Effort is going to be targeted down. They're trying to take out the Karma, but in with the package goes Baker and Kana and Clid, or rather Cuz, able to zone them out here really nicely. Rascal not quite able to land it, and the front line is just going to be decimated. As eventually this entire team, with a bit of a mistiming there on the arrow, but it just doesn't matter. And Teddy is frontlining now. BDD and Clint going home with their tails between their legs. Nothing they can do to stop this, as they're going to try to come back now with full health and clear the wave. That is
the minions!
The main objective, but the minions are going to split, and now with the TP, they should have enough time to poke down the turret and try to take the game. Clint, he knows stopwatch is a great item, but it's not good enough to keep him alive. And T1, they're going to look for the win right now. As down will go the Zillion. He's got a TA, he's just fine, and there you go. GG, the Nexus goes down. Kana saying I could be Zillion too, and T1 will just continue their dominance in this final.
And okay, so